All right, we're live. We're live, and I don't even have an energy drink. I may have to get up in a few minutes and make some coffee, I guess. We'll see. See how it goes. Hey, Longilla. I think you may be first. Telethicus. Hello. Oh, man. Just opened it up, thinking you were late. Nope. You're right on time. Hey, Drew ATX. Ten? No, that's not correct. You have too many classes in here, Goblin. Flip Defiant Possum. Genji. That'll work. Necromonster. What does Monsters and Memories cost? You mean when we start taking submissions? Submissions? Subscriptions? Jeez. It's gonna be one of those when we start taking submissions. Cost the rear naked choke. Do you mean when you actually have to start paying? MF cracked 72. What's up, Justin Beard? Thadvic, D loves pudding. You mean now? What does it cost us, or what does it cost you? It costs you nothing because we're not taking your money yet. Matthias, hello. Lich, hello. Pattis, hello. Chasolo. Quixana, I think I might be saying that a second time, but you deserve to. Poop Maker, hello. Daddy. Is there early access? There will be early. Here, check this out. I'm gonna give you a link to a ton of info. Read it or not. Yeah, so all of our early access info is broken down on that page there. You're very welcome. When it goes into early access, it'll be $15. When it comes out of early access, it'll be $15. That's our current plan for the subscription. That's the current price. Every time I see that face, this face that the character has, I think of YouTube creator Uncle Barlow. Really? Why? Does he have this face? It's basically his icon. Oh, cool. Well, that's neat. Ken Hauser says, who would I send my CV, personal statement, and letters of recommendation in order to become an alpha tester? You just need to hang out and in Discord, and then when we let people test, you can hop in with everybody else. I don't know that it matters. Just gonna. How was everybody's week? How was your weeks? Tell me about your week. Did you have a good week? Jasmine's last day of work for 2 weeks was today, so she gets 2 weeks vacation, so that's nice. I'll let you guys know over the next 2 weeks if anything pops up that I'm not going to be around. She's doing a staycation for next 2 weeks, we'll see. Hot? You guys are all hot? It was okay warmth today, not super hot, but raining again today. I'm supposed to go play some Airsoft BB Wars tomorrow with Jasmine near here, and it's supposed to be a little okay warmth, but rainy. So don't get wet. Bit cold here in Iceland? How cold? What's the temperature in Iceland? Like 12? Yeah, Solo said, hot too, went by quick, nursing some injuries, so it's nice to be inside anyways. Well, that's nice. 10, 12 Celsius. Bam, nailed it. I'm a good guesser. I've been really good at guessing my whole life. Esan, what's up, brother man? Esan said, pretty warm here, haven't hiked all week. Or haven't hiked in a week. Well, that's no good, gotta get you hiking in. When, have you set up your visit to Rwanda yet, Justin Beard? Hey, Brent. Raiden says, hello, love what you're doing with the game concept and artwork looks amazing. Hey, welcome. Thanks for that. Are you in our Discord, Redin? Oh, yes. Really interesting. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Dummy. What? Hey, Florine. Waiting for the next test. Have you played in the previous test or no? What's up, Namu? Unfortunately, I found out about the game when it was just about to end. Where did you hear about us? I'm torn. I did not make any coffee because I was like, I think the coffee will make me gassier. But I'm already gassy. So I kind of just want coffee. May get up in a minute and make some coffee. On the tube, I found a VOD of your live stream. Interesting. Cool that it recommended that for you. Yeah. I made a short video of a sandstorm and put it up. Put it up where? Hey, Cores. Yeah, it was on your birthday. It was a welcome gift. That's awesome. Well, thank you, YouTube algorithm. Hey, Sarenth. What am I up to today? It's been a while since I've been in Telekir. The guys were talking about Telekir a little bit, and I wanted to come in and actually. It would be cool if I was, if I leveled up and was able to try to solo in here, but what I really want to see is I just want to like pull some mobs and see what the pathing looks like in here. You know, it seems like a simple, not that exciting type thing, but I'm curious to see what pathing feels like in here, right? Because it's it's a zone that's got some interesting verticality and stuff, and then just curious to see how stuff moves around. It's just been so long. What level are you? 32. Okay. Oops. Hey, Unchained. Yeah, well, it's good that it's good that you guys survived the week. Sorry that so many of you are hot. You like to look at a place? Yeah, some of you guys might not have ever seen this place. That's a fair point. Don't have enough mana. What kind of nonsense is that? Can you explain the differences between skeleton, ghoul, zombie? Is skeleton for damage, zombie tank, etc.? Converter, that is a great question. I was looking at the spells, wondering the same thing myself. It's a great question for Nick. He pops in later, we'll ask him. Otherwise, I don't know. It looks like he's got some different abilities, though. He's got ghoul tendrils. So he's got a root. So I'm assuming there's some difference in abilities there. Hey, Mighty Jnal. Hey, Mighty NJAL. Jnal. Yes. Hey, Swanee. You have a deliberately hard to pronounce name. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Not really playing in Necro. Not really playing. He rooted again? Alright. Not the best test. Also, I guess if he's rooting her, that's probably also not helpful. I just want to pull some stuff around. It's been forever since I've been in a zone. The guys were talking about the zone, and I was like, you know what? I haven't been in here since there's been a lot more population added, and I'm curious to see what pathing is like, etc. Hey, Zukin. Oh, so yeah, fear's not great. Are you going to give monks a fear skill? No clue. Lich, I was just wanting to see exactly how many would come. That is why I hit fear without any move rates mod or anything else like that. I just wanted to see how many would wind up coming. Typical ranger shooting behind a rock. It was cool to see it though. Alright, so looks like it was this room minus that one. Skipped out of work early, eating wings and watching M&M's. A good Friday. It sounds like it. What kind of wings are you eating? I feel like if you run there far enough, you should end up in a Hollis-esque zone. The secret portal to somewhere cold. Hot buffalo, extra crispy, extra saucy. That does sound like good chicken wings. Trying to see if we I wonder if we had a super high power mana return, like GM mana return. Zukin does something to fill his mana all the time? Is this true, Zukin? What is the secret? Heal do it? Alright then. Zukin does know all the cheats. Zukin's a cheater. Hey, Fielder. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. He summons the big bucks. You like how the AI doesn't always run in a straight line towards me? It seems to spread out a bit. Yeah, I don't know if that's intentional or not. It could be something clever going on. Could just be a coincidence. Holy ambush! Try splitting a mob out of the pack with darkness, feign death. Yeah. Four stealth is a bit that is definitely an ambush, huh? Have any of you actually played in here? We'll see Invis help there. Sleepy Druid, if you remind me, we'll come back and check in a minute. You were there last session. What levels were you? How far in did you go? We're at the zone in on the dune side. Didn't go much deeper than that. We're level 15, 14, 15 at a time. Not much farther than I am now. Cool. How did it feel? Did it feel normal? I mean, as normal as things feel at the moment. Did you run into like a lot of crazy pathing bugs? Oh no. Same as any other dungeon. Cool. Thanks, McCarran. Fielder says no issues with pathing. Just a wide array of cons. The red cons were what stopped us. Okay. Namu said we did the Raider Cave loop several times, barely cracked into the city. Cool, cool. Were you, I mean, by the time you were done there, did you want to keep going? Was it compelling? Ignore my frame rate. It's fine if places are punishing, if there is good incentive to go there anyways. You mean loot? Just say loot. You mean loot, don't you? That's the only thing that incentivizes you, Gemini. All you want is loot. Just come out and say it. Good incentive. What kind of innuendo? Yep, loot, see. It was even more so when we found the goblin side entrance. Oh, right on. It was fun. We just weren't sure if we were going to pull a GM style mob and get wrecked. We found no loot droppers off the few mobs we did. Okay. Oh no, I didn't peek the corner. Left because there's no loot. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if there's no loot, you guys can't be expected to hang out and waste your time. Killed names several times. That's interesting. Drops maybe 20% of the time. We camped at entry house. Otundo. Great experience. Some loot mobs there. Cool. So you did get some loot, Fielder? Right on. Couple bows, amulet, maybe something else. Cool. You found a head. That's good. Were the class and race distributions posted in Discord from the last test? I don't believe they were. I was thinking about that earlier. We've got some. You want to look at them? Hold on a sec. Stab / Yvonne. One of the guys working in this zone actually pulled some stats for us. Let me go find where they're at. I gotta get them posted. Let's look at that, since you're curious. You curious little boogers? Play test. Alright. Found that. After the elves release, what would you say your next race is closest to release? We may remix our long-term plan. We've been talking about those plans for a few weeks now, and we're going to be talking about them for a few weeks to come, probably. Which elves? You mean the wood elves or the deep elves? Well, we were currently thinking after the wood elves, when we go into early access, we're gonna do the deep elves next. In some deep zones. How's that strike you? Yes, with 5 S's. That seems like a satisfied yes. That's like a when Harry met Sally yes. That's a cafeteria yes. All right. No new races until yay. That's the thought, buddy. We got monsters and stuff to make. We got 2 guys doing character art. And we got a lot of shit to get done. A lot of NPCs. Things for you to kill. Unless you just want to keep killing nothing but skeletons and Ashira. Double R asked, Dark Elves? Dark Elves, Deep Elves, depends on who you ask. But yeah. Rat people will... nice, all caps, see? We did a good job picking. You guys seem to be excited about the Deep Elves. What's up, 2 Chains? Alright, let's look at... Let's go ahead and look at the these images. Let's start with the number of characters per server from the last playtest. Rel had 7,100. Storefall had 6,400. Next up was Crivia with 3,500. Triminax. 2,200. Eltindra, 1,900. Matswar, the PvP server, 770. Haradral, the EU server, 508. Alright, fair. That means PvP was more popular than playing in Europe. Classes. Hey, what's up, Landon? Let's see. What do we got here on the classes? Number 1 played class during the playtest? Or the number 1 class that people made characters of? Necromancer. Followed by Bard. Followed by Beastmaster, if I'm not mistaken. Followed by Shaman. Fighter. What's next? Rogue? Elementalist? Shadow Knight? Spellblade? Enchanter, maybe? Monk? Inquisitor was last. Coolest class. Still last. Wizard, I think, is second from last. So that means even Archer beat Wizard. And Inquisitor. People are missing out, not giving Inquisitor a chance. Played it both tests. Such a cool class. Yeah, it's a cool class. Converter said, surprised to see Inquisitor was low. My buddy Clint, the Innocent, loved the Inquisitor. He did great as a tank. Very slept on class. I think so. See, all you guys love Inquisitor. Maybe you were the only ones that actually played the Inquisitor. What does the Inquisitor do? The Inquisitor is essentially like a enchanter fighter hybrid. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got the race sex breakdown. Coming in at number 1, humans, followed by goblins, followed by dwarves, followed by, let's say, ogres. Or we could just do it one at a time. Male humans, female humans, not so much. No. Yeah. I see what's going on now. So basically human, goblin, dwarf, elf, ogre, and gnomes. Deep races will be Inquisitor too, right? Yes, that is correct. So, female, nope. Female, so female dwarf is the least played race sex combo. Followed by female halfling. Followed by female ogre. That's odd. Female ogres are awesome. Followed by female gnome. I mean, short bearded lady was not the prime choice. Right, it's weird. Will there eventually be starting stat differences for races? MIGs, maybe. It's something that's been discussed. Why don't people want to play female ogres? You say it ironically, but the model is really awesome. If you want to play a strong looking woman. I think she's great looking. She's not like an EQ female ogre. Gross. Yeah, so John's pointing out humans can be anything. There's at least one class that only humans can be. It's true, but that's always the case with humans. Humans are always the most played race. To be honest, you thought the female ogre was a troll at first? You mean like we were trolling you in real life, or you mean like the race trolls? Getting distracted said, for me it came down to which races had the most customization options. Some are still missing a lot of choices for face hair, etc. Correct. I think that's very fair. Halfling is great. Seems to be really far along as far as polish. What held me back on the female halfling was lack of hairstyle. I was not a fan of the helmet hair. I think that's fair. Gekis asks, lizard people win? Oh, you may be surprised. You never know. Humans are boring though. That's not true. Only you. I don't think long term you want people to be forced to play a specific race for their class because of stats. Should be minor impact. Yeah, that's why I said we'll see. I'm just kidding. I'm Landon. Don't make me out to be a meanie. Okay, what other stats do we have? Top 3 classes by race. Which race will have the innate regen trait available? Only gnomes. Love the art for Inquisitor because her vibe is extremely Death Knight-like, especially with the force choking theme and seeming like the bad guys turned good. Glad you like it, G Willikers. Alright, so let's check out top 3 classes by race. Dwarf. Paladin, followed by Cleric, followed by Bard. Elf. Druid, Ranger, Bard. Gnome. Elementalist, Necromancer, Wizard. Goblin. Necromancer, Shaman, Beastmaster. Halfling. Bard, Druid, Rogue. Inquisitor, Human. Or sorry, I just did that backwards. Human, Inquisitor, shit, Monk, Spellblade. Ogre, Shadow Knight, Monk, Shaman. Well, that's to be expected. Maybe part of the issue with the Inquisitor not being played as much was human was the only racial choice. It could be. Will this game be box price then sub? We're currently thinking it's just sub. Hebstish. Or however you pronounce your name. Any plans on a physical release? As a kind of a novelty thing, collector's release later on, we'd like to, but anytime we want to do, yeah, we'd love to put out a box later. But since we're gonna have to have that manufactured, that'll, you know, we want to do like an old school Ultima style box where it's, you get the box, you get the game manual, you get the, you know, little trinket or whatever, you get the cloth maps. So that's one of those things that we would like to do. We'd like to do if we have the cash later. Maybe it's something that we can set up like a pre-order type thing, and once we hit a certain threshold, then we have it actually happen. I think a lot of people would love it. Rating edition, rating guild edition with poop sock or portable urinal. We may actually have poop socks in our merch store. Believe it or not. You still have the Daggerfall big box? Yeah, I mean, we're all very huge fans of the old boxes and all the cool stuff that came in them. Somehow you're reminded of the Final Fantasy 14 Collector Edition with the cup where it said on the box not to drink out of it. Why couldn't you drink out of it? That seems weird. Red Bungie says your guy kind of looks like Prince Adam from He-Man with the pageboy haircut. It's totally coincidence. This haircut is... I don't know. With this face and this hair, I kind of feel a little like Raceland or something like that as well. Manufactured in China, made out of 50% lead. I don't think that's why. I think you're just saying that. What's up, Zeph? How you doing? Not enough what for Raceland? Tuberculosis, okay. I forgot, did he have that? I thought he had some other thing going on. I really tried to get, actually, no, I've got it on my Kindle. I was trying to get inspired and I went back and, Wasting Mage Disease. Okay, yeah. I tried to go back and get, back into Dragonlance because it'd been forever. And I think I just put it down and forgot to pick it back up again. Love how the artist decided to make a nerdy haircut like that so perfectly. Our artist, the character artist that did this is kind of a genius. I don't know what it was actually called. Okay, yeah, I don't know either. So we can just say it was Wasting Mage Disease. Oh shit. Speaking of Dragonlance, I was looking at the price of the OG books for the first 3. Oh boy, they are pricey. Really? Can you just not find them anymore, or why? You could put the same hairstyle on a gnome. We should try it out and see what happens. I don't think it'll fit, but still have an individual first 6 with original art. I have the original Crystal Shard. What's that trilogy called? So I have that trilogy. Icewind Dale trilogy? Is that it? Anyways, I have the Crystal Shard signed by old Bob himself. He was hanging out at SOE, and we were just chatting in the parking lot because he's a big EQ fan. And I was like, "Hey, next time you're here, would it be cool if I bring my Crystal Shard book? Because I think I've read it so many times, like in the stairwell as a nerdy teenager in Alabama public schools the first year or two when I was just not making any friends before I decided I was going to be cool and make friends. And I was like, dude, I've read that thing to death. I love it so much. If I bring it, would you sign it? He's like, hell yeah. And then I think he's there all week or something. I brought it and he signed it. And it was something along the lines of like, thanks for making a game that I love so much or something like that. I was like, cool. So that's in storage in Austin, Texas, because I'm never getting rid of that thing. It was so cool. Always thought it was rad that Ari Salvatore and Kurt Schilling were EverQuest fans. Yeah. I first met Kurt because he walked into my office when I was working on EQ, and he was with somebody and he's like, who's this guy? And before the person could answer, he goes, whoever you are, whatever you're making, come work for me, I'll double it. I was like, I don't know if he's for real. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Like, it was just like, what? They were like joking around and left. That was before the whole thing with the 38 Studios or whatever. I did not appreciate someone assuming they could double my salary. I was like, I did a bit of a Conor McGregor. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Schilling's Kingdom of Avular was good, honestly. I don't have anything against the dude at all, and I don't have anything like. From what I heard from the people I know that work there, they loved the project. They loved the studio. They loved working for them. Honestly, I think the only negative I've heard from anybody that worked there was people that are like, don't share his same sort of like views these days or whatever, and they're like sad about that. But other than that, it sounded like it was a decent setup. If you haven't seen it yet, if you check out my VODs on my Loving Robot YouTube, I've got interviews with Travis McGeefy, Steve Denuser. Both of them worked at 38 Studios. There may have been somebody else. My friend from, well, I say friend, I mean, we worked together. We were cool at the time. I don't keep up with people. But anyways, Niraj, animator from PlanetSide, worked there as well. Nerge. Played P99 Green with Kurt when it first came out. He's really nice to everyone. Yeah, I mean, aside from him coming to my office and joking around, Nick appears. Yeah, the two animators on that team, Niraj and Arash, both really cool dudes. And Niraj, I'm pronouncing it wrong these days, but I always just called him Nerge because his name's Niraj, and he just would always call me Lords of EverQuest. But yeah, so Arash did not work there, but Nerge, he did, and from what I understand, he enjoyed it as well. So yeah, I don't think it was like a bad studio. I think they just got in a bad state, you know, financially or whatever, and the deal with the state. Don't make deals with the government. Do the voice. Oh, I can't do it. Lords of EverQuest. Yeah, I can't. Dude, he went hard with it. Oh, I meant to come in. I meant to. Would C and Viz, Nick? Does C and Viz show ambushers? Nick, people had all sorts of questions earlier that I told them just to ask you. Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, so we're back here. If that's what just ambushed me, then we're back here. Let's go to a different area and run around and see what happens. Actually, let's see if we can go there the right way. So yeah, so far nothing too crazy in terms of pathing. What was the rumor? The Brunar Cook ended up petitioning him for KSing, and PSR told Salvatore to stop. I heard a story, whether true or not, where Salvatore's, and I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong. I don't think I ever used his last name out loud when I was at SOE because I didn't want to mess it up. Everybody just called him Bob. He had a dwarf named a Thimble Dwarf and followed another player named Bruner, slaying all the bats and beetles while saying "Me King." Nice. If it's a rumor, it's a good... Like, if that's a bullshit story, it's a good bullshit story. Where the heck did you come from? Maybe we should change all the Ashira spear throwers' names in the game to like Ashira bowman or something, since they don't have a spear animation. Landon says, from the data you were looking at earlier, any conclusions you can draw, any action items you'd want to take from that, or it looks on track for what you were thinking? I mean, we'd really have to sit down and like look at it beyond just kind of the glance I'm doing here. I mean, at a glance, I don't think it's anything unexpected. I did think it was kind of interesting to see, like I said, I think it was interesting to see that that female ogres were as low as they were, but females tend to be pretty low. I was just thinking relative to the other ones. I think the point that was made about the number of options, customization options being a factor is definitely something that makes sense. The music playing right now is actually, it's not from here. I'm just playing our soundtrack in the background. So this is the Emergent theme. If you want to listen to all of our music whenever you're working, hanging out, making romance, you can just click that link and listen to the playlist. If you conceive any children to our soundtrack, you have to name them after Robert, Zukin, or Goblin. So let us know if you have any kids named Zukin, Goblin, or Robert. We'll do a special shout out. Especially if you can name the tune. If you can name the tune. Call them goblins all the time, not legally. Yeah. We got a shout out on Massively OP on the 8th. Pretty cool. Today's the 12th. Why are you just now bringing us this news, Tannhauser? What was the shout out? Imagine explaining to your kid why their name is Gobzo. Zergling, I think it's a pretty simple story. You just say, little Gobzo, before you were a twinkle in your mother's eye, we were listening to the Emergent theme on loop. No, actually, maybe it was the trainer theme. Can you link the article from Massively? Of course you can. I might have to approve it or something, but I don't think security's that tight on this thing. All right. I didn't even see this one. I don't think. Somebody linked it in Slack. I missed it. Nicodemus, I'm just now seeing your DM. I don't have an answer for you on that yet. If you're out there. I had a lot to unload on that merchant. That's a good one, Landon. Will singers be involved in soundtrack in the future? Like when I walk up to storms, they're like, ooh. There may be some voice in some songs in the future. Robert's wife is a singer. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Nicodemus. There's been so much other stuff on my mind right now, and it's not like super pressing yet. So I haven't put any thought into it, unfortunately. It's on the list. We have been raided. Oh man. Oh man. Good oh man. Thank you for the raid. It's very, very nice to see each and every single one of you. Look at you guys coming in here. So colorful. We just found out that there was a wonderful Massively OP article about our playtests that we missed. Maple Mystery Epic. Killy K 69, nice. Tony 68K, close enough to 69, nice. 4-Bit Gamers, welcome. Thank you to those of you that stick around for a little bit. I know how it is with raids. You guys, your energy levels are probably fading. You've been worked over so thoroughly, entertained so thoroughly by Biddleman. It's going good. How are you? I'm just chilling today. It's Friday. Weather's kind of, everybody's hot and sticky over in the US. We're just kind of damp and sticky over here in Germany. Looking at some pathing. Over here in Ekir in our game. Yeah, a lot of people complaining about the heat. It's not hot where you're at? Yeah, so over 4,000 testers killed 566,000 monsters in our play test and stress test. Really cold in the UK right now? This person is got the classic comment of P99 exists, so we should not make that. All right, thank you. Advice taken. Guru. Definitely knows what they're talking about then. With that name. That's all I needed to hear. Advice is taken. Those of you that have come in via the raid, are you aware of the game? Will this game have Interrook? Maybe not by that name. We may have a... If you run into Schminnerook, the god of teenage angst. Praise Interrook and Schminnerook. When you put them together like that, Interrook, Schminnerook, it sounds like it's his cousin from the east. It's like, what was it? Cousin Larry? Schminnerook and Cousin Larry? Don't be ridiculous, Cousin Larry. Oh, Schminnerook. Newhart. No, you're thinking of... This is Schminnerook and my other brother Schminnerook. Balky's last name was Schminnerook. Yeah, Perfect Strangers. You haven't thought about that show in a century? Hey, that's what we're here for. The only quotes I seem to remember are 90s R&B and hip-hop lyrics. And then pop culture. People are like, do you remember? I'm like, nope, don't remember it. But Balky? Definitely remember Balky. Cousin Larry. Bertakamoose or something like that, wasn't it his last name? Yeah, it was something like that for sure. Uli Witness? How often do you have to hear, can I get a witness? Uli Witness. Or is this the first time? Thank you for the follow. The Maple Mystery. Thank you for the follow. Oh, shit. Oh, it's the ambushers again. I got ambushed. Yeah, it was Bertakamus, but I don't think it was spelled like with a moose. I think it was less Canadian and more it was less Canadian and more Greek, I think. It's so hot in the apartment, I'm having my stuffed mooses take turns in the fridge to cool them down. Justin Beard, I do not want you to take this the wrong way. I'm just saying it because you live in Maine. But you're starting to sound like a Stephen King character. Had to follow a fellow software dev. Well, hello, fellow devs. I'm more of just the front man. All of the development it's happening behind the scenes. I guess that's a compliment. In a roundabout kind of strange way, it is a bit of a compliment, yes. Take it as a compliment. Unfollows again. Well, hey, shit happens. I won't take it too personally. Hey, C-Jack. How's my favorite Australian doing? Hey, never be sorry for a raid and run. That's how all raids are supposed to be. You're done with your shift. Get out of here. Go get some snacks or something. Chill out. Take a nap. Thanks again for the raid. It's very cool of you. It is a pleasure to meet all of your people. And thank you all that joined the raid and giving him some follows. Yeah, thank you very much. It's very cool of you guys. And if any of you do not know... Alright. If any of you do not know what we're doing here, we're working on a game. It's Monsters and Memories. This is our website. We have a Discord because everybody has a Discord. Ours is now up to like 8,600 people, so that's kind of cool. And it's a friendly enough, orderly Discord. If you're in the main channels, I honestly don't know what the hell's going on in some of the forum channels or whatever. I'm sure the team's on it if it's getting rascally or whatever, but in our main channels, people are really nice. What's on the schedule today? You testing whether those guys follow you? Yeah, a little bit of that. It was I was kind of probing the people that have played in here during the recent play tests, and they were saying that pathing wasn't too bad, wasn't seeing anything too wild. I realized that we haven't spent enough time grouping in here. Like, we've done group play tests in the past, and we tend to go right into Wormsbane. And I don't know that the team's available today, but I think in future playtests when we're doing some team stuff, it'd be cool to start getting some reps in here so that we can get a feel for things. And that's honestly the playtests that we are doing. The more we playtest a zone, the more we'll iterate on it and actually iterate on it with like firsthand. Oh, this was good, or hey, wouldn't it be cool? That type of stuff. So that was what was in my mind earlier when I was like, hey, we should come in here and check this place out. Can't remember where it was. Something near the water has a exploitable path. Yeah, I think there's a few of those. You had an issue at one point. Blink saved you. What was the issue? Oh, hey. Bilth even put like a little cup in the window. That's nice. Oh, I just got aggro through the window, I think. This is interesting. Let's try that again. Let's see where that came from. Would be great if King could write me into his book. Kooky Moose can get royalties. Yeah, I mean... Aggro through the window is fun. Hey, CJack, you answered my question earlier, and I totally blew it off. I missed it. You said, I'm good, just wrapping up 2 weeks of summer break. Spent an embarrassing amount of it working on side project games. That's good to hear. Nothing embarrassing about that. At the window, who's there? Hunger. Oh, hunger. See our love flies out the door. What? Money makes the world go round. What in the world? You fell under the world and shaded dunes into the ocean, swam to shore to get out. Hey, you know what? I swear... Oh no, that was... You used to be able to swim out far enough and then it would take you to the safe spot in the zone, which would allow you to cross the zone. Which zone was that? One of the Karanas? Or was it... Wasn't Oasis. Which zone had that? South Row? It's a song from Cabaret that has a phrase at the window. Sorry. Do you know songs from Cabaret? I wish my brain was that good. Question is, can you crouch under the window to avoid aggro? You mean that you have to perform, you have to actually operate as if you are in an urban environment. What? It works. Call of Duty, eat your heart out. North Row. You guys are like, no way. Yo. It works. Oh, it's a feature, not a bug. Holy shit, you better duck under that window. Oh. Goblin meta race, screw your windows. Oh my god, I'm glad you asked that question. Holy shit. It was North Row? I just said North Row. What I said it and forgot it. I'm like a clownfish. Getting distracted. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that was entirely intentional. Where's Stab at? We'll have to ask him if it was intentional. I'm gonna guess. Probably not. Love games with good systems. The one thing I respect about Ubi and Bethesda games, it's their systems. Do you like them because they're good, or do you like them because they're deep? Oops, sorry. Oh, nope. Nope. I think the previous time it's because I kept walking. Might have been a server tick thing. Gnoming up. Don't think that's gonna help. Now we've got to go in and we've got to fix that. We've got to make it work that way. Probably more the depth. They're nice because you can play with them and the world has its own drive even when there's no story. Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's why I asked. When you're bored, you can trick two shopkeepers into attacking each other. That type of emergent like ability to entertain yourself is very important. I think that's even more important than game balance. Was the game balanced? No, not really. Was it bug free? No. Could you make it do weird shit? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Moving while crouching has a slight higher hitbox versus just standing still crouched, I think. Interesting. We can test it again later. Wait, what did you say about entertaining yourself? It's just a continuation on the earlier theme about naming your kids. CJX says game balance is overhyped. I spend a lot of time talking about FAV, fuck around value. Is that going to be part of your GDC talk? You should do it. I think if you wrote up a GDC talk on Fav, you could probably get a spot. Robot balance is a misnomer. No such thing, and focusing too much on balance removes all the fun from a game. Just look at EQ. I don't want to say that this was ever said, but it's possible that people on the old EQ team used to think that if at least one or two classes aren't really angry with you all the time, then something's probably wrong with the game. You just need to keep that rotating so they don't feel too bad. What about bouncing Fab across all classes, though? Oh no, you need Fab variability. I think it's Fab-B. Getting distracted said almost all of my best EQ memories were of the high Fab variety. That old swinging meta, that's an innuendo I have not heard before. Big statue in here. What is that statue of? Great grandfather. Did you see Wizards and M&M have their own self-regen buff to make them viable as nukers? I found out after the playtest ended. Where did you find that out? The wiki? Awesome. I think they said Wizard regen buff was placeholder. Is that true, Nick? I don't know if Nick's actually listening in. Nick said that that is true. I hope buffs in M&M retain loose stacking rules. Buff stacking rules in EQ were painful. One of the things that Nick is known for is his loose stacking rules. Nick is very loose with his stacking. One of the most important mechanics in Generation Zero is the ability to place a gas tank at your buddy's feet and shoot it to send them to space. Without that, multiplayer loses its character. That makes sense. Robot, I've actually meant to ask you this. How do you feel about the idea that classes such as Wizard have to nuke on every single mob, or a Cleric has to heal every single pull, compared to like EQ where a Cleric might only CH once every 2 or 3 mobs, or Wizard might nuke every other mob? Well, you have capitalized, so that's an absolute. Like, they have to do it. Which to me always feels a little, that's whenever someone's speaking in absolutes, I get curious. And then the other thing that you've got there is you're describing two different scenarios that it seems like it might be cool for those to be options. If you're saying have to, then what's defining have to? That the only way to sustain DPS in a given pool is for a wizard to nuke, and the only way to mitigate incoming DPS each pool is for the the cleric to heal. Is that why there's an absolute there? I don't know. I'm not the balance and systems genius, but I will definitely attempt to talk through this. Well, there's discussion about making wizards not just nuke and med. When in EQ, wizards were mostly burst damage when necessary. But again, I don't know that those are mutually exclusive. I'm not going to say that it works this way, but the thing that comes to mind that was discussed at some point in the past, I don't know if it's going to be this way now. If Nick's listening, maybe he can correct or answer or whatever, but you know, it's kind of like the original idea for, I could have sworn Yelp, or at least was it Yelp 3 or something like that, where you could Yelp, you could get up and smack, and you could also recover mana as part of it. Or am I just, maybe I'm just making that up. Right, the idea of being able to be active and recover mana, not just straight sitting on your ass to recover mana. I mean, that's an idea. Now you've got to balance that against, is there some trade-off? Is there a reason why somebody would rather sit? Because maybe not everybody wants to get up and swing their sword around, right? Did I say YARP? I swear I said YALP. But if I'd said YARP, then definitely rename it. Hey, babe. Jasmine just got back from the range. She's like, did you not finish your chicken? I was like, it was funny. We got 2 chicken breasts in this packet, and one was like, if it was 500 grams, I swear one was like 350, and the other one was just little tiny chicken breast. So I left her a chunk of mine. Yeah, that chicken is probably like me, had an injured wing and decided to just keep working out on one side. Nick said the balance is work in progress and people have only played the lower level games, so it's not yet determined if it will be the case. Lich. There you go. One of these days soon, Nick's going to be around and he's going to be answering these questions in voice. Then we're going to get some serious discussion going on in here. We're going to debate. How's my finger doing? Justin Beard, it fell off. It's good. It's gone, but it's good. Not the vibe for M&M, but gosh, I love a wizard class that doesn't do direct damage, just manipulates environment, statuses, summoning stuff. Are you familiar with enchanters and elementalists? This is the Biome Jam 2024 song. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. It's on our YouTube. Can we debate while devs should only ever make Myst-style puzzle games? Why? Yeah. I mean, that's fair. We've talked about pivoting and just making a Myst-style puzzle MMO. You never know what's going to happen before early access. I said YALP. You still want a paladin or a cleric yelling YARP when it's cast? Maybe you could do the voiceover for that. Apparently, I'm good at voiceovers according to other people's streams. You've got a good voice for VO. Well, thank you. You know, coming for you, I believe that. I think my voice sounds goofy as... What's worse, saying AF or just saying goofy, like goofy as fuck? It's past the 1 hour and 37-minute mark, so I'm allowed to use more F-bombs now. We won't get demonetized. It's a relaxing voice. My voice relaxes the shit out of me. That's how I go to sleep. I appreciate that, though. It's like I tell Pants, you have a face for voiceover. Saying AF is worse. That's what I thought. I could do Monsters and Memories ASMR. That's what I'm doing right now, Justin Beard. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Justin Beard, do you feel tingly? Just need to get Chandonary Planet Earth and Blue Planet collections. Whatever I did with my equalizer and mic settings must have been a freaking miracle. You guys are always so kind. You're like, I've had little humble brag. I've had so many of you come in and tell me that I've got a relaxing voice. You like my voice, blah, blah, blah. CJack's like, VO voice, all that stuff. I have hated my voice so much my entire life. My entire life. It's just, it's high on my list of shit that I hate. So it's gotta be this mic. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Any thought any more about the prosthetic carbon fiber? I'm still next week, I think. Next week it will be 1 month, yes, since I got fitted for a prosthetic and haven't heard back. So I will contact them next week and let them know how I feel about the quality of their service. And then I don't know, maybe I've got on the 24th, I've got a fucking appointment for my shoulder with the guy who is also the orthopedist that does the finger stuff, and I'll just mention how lame I think the person he recommended is, and then we'll see if we can get somebody else to check it out. But honestly, I've been pretty cool without any. I'm learning how to type differently. It's all good. I just wanted a robot finger because it looks cool. Read an article the other day that was arguing that AF is now its own word with a slightly different meaning to as fuck, especially partly because of the way businesses and advertising agencies are using it. Yeah, it's just we're going straight into we're in clown world. We're just add it to the dictionary with the other nonsense. We're done here. Started putting my mic on my monitor so I could hear myself in my headphones when I speak, and after a few years I've gotten used to how my voice sounds. That's, hey, you know, I could see that, but I don't know that I could do it. It's probably, I think it's probably been Clown World the whole time. I think you're probably correct. I am just getting old. D loves pudding. It's an adjustment you get used to. Some key combos aren't working more. That's about it. Yeah, it's just left shift and left control are so kind of critical. Problem is, audio device drift means I have to reset my mic every 3 hours, or my own delayed voice confuses me. Do you... But are you singing any show tunes into the mic? If someone on a team had to do VO for an Eminem commercial, who do you think has the best voice? Is it a serious commercial? What's the theme of the commercial? If the theme of the, like, is it Dungeon Master speaking, or is it like a Middle Eastern merchant? Because if it's a Middle Eastern merchant, I think I know who would do that voice the best. You're not special, that's the theme. Yeah. We should make like a Where's Waldo book, and it's just corpses. It's just newbie corpses everywhere. A coffee table book. Nice. Infinite Money, Eminem gets Pedro Pascal to do a commercial where he's just eating a cheese sandwich and looking into the camera. That does sound like something that this type of company should do when it has too much money. I don't think we would do that. For the money that we'd have to pay to get him, I would rather it be... we could have Robert just eating a sandwich. I'm lost. Okay, wait, I think I know where... Yeah. I'm just wandering around. I'm not thoroughly testing anything. I'm killing time and shooting the shit. I need to find that it's time to slay the dragon guy. I wonder if that person's still around. What if we got the entire cast from the Slay the Dragon commercial and we recreated it and they're just older? We should get the officially licensed AI voice of Gilbert Gottfried. I think Gilbert's a bit more than our vibe than Mr. T. I could see him just being like, yeah, he's dead. That's why we got to get the officially licensed AI voice, I think. Like, I wish I could do his voice. I would do his voice all the time if I could do it. Like, hey, I heard you like dragons. Some shit like that. Like a very up all night. Any plans for an accelerated level test to test out high level stuff? We haven't We haven't discussed anything like that yet. Not saying it's not possible, but no discussion of it yet. I mean, if we keep letting you keep your characters for these tests, you'll get there in no time. It's no problem. Norm McDonald. So I heard you like dragons. Oh, Norm. Gilbert Gottfried here. Do you like dragons? Oh. Oh my gosh, if we could get Gilbert Gottfried and Norm MacDonald doing a bit together as AI, talking about dragons and elves, that would be worth it. Swanee's like, now I know my weekend project. Yeah, and if you do it, that's the fan project. That is not on us. I don't think you've officially signed. Wait, you might have, Swanee, you might have actually signed something. Don't get us in trouble. Ishiwatari, V Gates, Sam Kinison, that would be great as well. It's time to slay the dragon. Oh, oh, oh. Gut und selbst? Okay, das Wetter ist ein bisschen scheiße. Warm und nass? Aber nicht so warm heute. Ich glaube, gestern war ein bisschen wärmer. Is that correct? Wärmer? Yep. Keine Arbeit heute? What? I'm trying to think. Have I seen that canoe before? I didn't. Did I know? I have some dragons. That would be great. I do think Sam Kinison. I do think that would be decent. And that's all stuff. That's all stuff that I think people in our target demo they'd recognize and appreciate. Selbstverständlich war ich arbeiten. Disclaimer guy, voice at the end. Rated M&M, not for everyone. Please raid responsibly. Oh, it's like, is the water missing? No, it's just, you can't see it very well. That's what it was. Now, this water is missing. Bob Goldthwait dressed as Godzilla from One Crazy Summer, talking about saying the dragons would be gold. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Shakes the Clown. It wasn't, it was Robin Williams, right? Was it Kill Smoochie? Death to Smoochie, that's what it was. Have you ever heard the Death to Smoochie story? That's it's EQ related. I don't know if you watched that EQ interview or not. I think that was one of, I don't know which EQ interview that would have been in. One of my first jobs as an assistant lead on EverQuest. I became an assistant lead, and Rich Waters was the lead. And then I guess they realized that the titles were kind of didn't make sense. So then they made Rich Waters the design director and me the expansion lead. Anyways, my first real active like responsibility as outside of like game stuff as assistant lead on EverQuest was one day we had layoffs on the team. Every team was getting hit by layoffs, and so we had layoffs on the EverQuest team, and it was early in Planes of Power development, I think, or during Planes of Power development, and the new producer that we had, who wound up being a great producer, he really is, learned a ton from him. The producer that we had was basically, we had the team divided up into who was staying and who was getting laid off that day. And so I had a list of people that I had to take out to lunch. And hey Corvus. And he just gave me a handful of money. He was bummed to like have to do it or whatever, but he's like, "Here, just take all those guys to lunch. Here's a handful of money. When you get them out to lunch, let them know not to call back to the building, because if they're not with you, they're being laid off." And so it was just like, "Hey, yeah, Fister said we gotta take you out to lunch, blah blah blah," and so we went out to lunch. It was kind of odd, and once we got out to like where we were all sitting, I was like, "All right, listen, you're not allowed to call or text any of the people that aren't here." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because they're all being laid off." And it was awkward. And then it was like, "Well, when do we go back?" I was like, "I don't know. I'll get a text message or I'll get a phone call when it's safe to go back." "Well, what are we gonna do in the meantime?" I was like, "Fister said we should go to a movie." And the only movie that we could find at like 12:45 in the afternoon or whenever it was, 2 o'clock, was Death to Smoochie. Hey, Simon. I honestly don't remember anything about like what that movie was about. I just remember it being like a pretty awkward situation. It is a solid half-liter cup of Joe, yes. We had a worse version of that once. Instead of going off-site, the retained employees were just held in a large meeting area, but our office was all glass walls and shit, so everyone saw people being dismissed, and those laid off saw people staying. Super awkward. Might be a dumbass. What a dumbass management decision it was. That does sound pretty... That's pretty rough, Dargus. Vikino said, "I got laid off. We found out around noon. We did exit interviews that were required for severance," they said. "They went in alphabetical order, and my last name starts with a W. Didn't get my exit interview until 6 in the evening." That is horrible. I've only been laid off once. I was laid off after DC Universe Online shipped. And we all knew it was coming. Well, I guess let's see what happens. I had already interviewed at another company and accepted their offer like a week before that, 2 weeks before that. Okay, that's not too horrible. And we knew layoffs were coming. Like, we had shipped the game. There were some rumors, some rumblings. You kind of got the layoff vibe. And I knew I was probably going to be on the list because I'd been kind of a pain in the management's ass. I'd been the content lead, left for like 6 months, 9 months, and came back as a design manager. And I was just, you know, I think that Christmas before the layoffs, I was told to let all of my team know that they had to cancel their Christmas plans and crunch instead. So, and we were told like right before Christmas, right? So people had plane tickets and other shit. And the first person I brought into from my team that I brought in to tell that we were canceling, basically everybody needed to cancel their Christmas plans. She was like, I've got plane tickets and everything, and she lived in, I don't know, I think like Minnesota or something like that. Started crying. I was like, you know what? I tell you what, this is bullshit. What do you got left on the zone that you're working on? I was like, all right, cool. I just gathered up the team and had everybody break down their remaining work, and write it up for me and send it to me in email. And I just took the email and went back into my boss and my boss's boss and said, listen, people have plane tickets and shit. This is bullshit. No one's canceling their Christmas. I'll do their work. Because I was already, by that time, I was so jacked up on pills and shit all the time that, like, I could sit and crank out at 12, 18-hour days like nobody's business. I just put in some more techno and keep my pills going, and fucking I'd get work done. So I wound up finishing everybody's work and testing their work over Christmas and let everybody on the team go. And then like, it was beyond Tupac at that point. It was just basically anything that just had a steady beat. Is that the plan for EA? Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. So anyway, and then from that point forward, I was just kind of like, you know, I'd already been on the shit list with regards to our management. And yeah, so when layoffs came, we knew they were coming. We had already taken all of our little toys and all that stuff home. And the morning of layoffs, a CEO from a different company tweeted, sad to hear about the layoffs at Sony today, or sad to hear about the layoffs at SOE today. And we all came into work and everybody's just like, do you see this shit? And so this was like in the morning. And so we're already like laughing and discussing the fact that layoffs are today. And one of the sort of like middle managers, like we had plenty of layers of management on the DC team. And one of the guys came around and was like, he was telling everybody not to go to lunch, that we would be having a meeting instead. And so he's telling a bunch of us not to go to lunch, that we had to have a meeting instead. And I was like, I've got a doctor's appointment. Like, I was taking a doctor's appointment over lunch because that's the only time I could fit them in. We were crunching so much. So he's like, well, you really need to be here. And I was like, why? And he's like, I can't tell you, but you've got to be here. I was like, I'm going to my doctor's appointment. And he was like, well, can you move the appointment? We need to have you here. I was like, listen, dude, I don't know if you realize, we all know layoffs are today. It was just tweeted. I'm going to be laid off. It's fine. I'm going to go to my appointment and I'll come back and then you can lay me off. So anyway, I go to my appointment. I come back. I'm on my way out of my doctor's appointment, and I checked my phone and I got a text message from one of the guys that worked for me. And it's a tweet saying, "Hey, where are you?" And I was like, "All right." The next tweet is, "They wanted me to let you know that you've been laid off." I was just like, "This is ridiculous." So I called work and was just like, "All right, so what's the deal?" And they're like, "Hey, you need to get here. Everybody's already gone. You need to pick up your stuff." So I was like, "All right, cool. I'll be there in a minute." Smoked the half a joint that I still had in the truck. Got there. I don't advocate that sort of behavior. I was in a bad spot. Don't drive under the influence of anything. And then got there. They had all of my stuff on a cart on the sidewalk. And they're like, "Real sorry to..." I was like, "Just stop. Just stop." And loaded my truck up. Texted my at the time wife, was like, "Where is everybody?" They were all at this one bar in Austin. So went to the bar, and that was the happiest I'd seen people in forever. That, like, I saw people there smile for the first time in years. It was the best. And that was the only time I got laid off. It was a godsend. And here's the wild thing about that layoff. So I got laid off. I had already accepted another job. If they had waited like a couple weeks to lay me off, I wouldn't have gotten any severance, because I would have just left. I didn't know anything about severance, to be honest. I'd never been laid off before. And since everybody was gone when I got there, I didn't have an opportunity to see like the severance check or anything like that, and to sign my little thingy. Yeah, they called me. Yeah, that was the one where I refused to sign, Zukin, because they kept calling me and saying, "You need to sign you need to sign this form, and then we'll give you, like, basically you need to sign this form." And I was like, "No." And then they were like, "No, you got to sign the form." I was like, "What's it about?" And they're like, "Well, you don't, basically it's, I guess like an NDA or some shit. I don't remember." And then finally the HR lady called me and was like, you really want to come sign for this?" And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "You're going to get money." I was like, "Well, how much?" She's like, "I can't tell you on the phone, but you should come check it out." And so I finally drove in, and she showed me the check, and I was just like, "Oh wow, okay, yeah." I signed it so quick. I worked there for 11 years. I worked there for 11 years, had a decent amount of seniority. Yeah, but I needed to be laid off, to be honest with you. I was super over it. I was pretty fortunate. The timing on all that. I got decent severance. I already had a job lined up. Did that company go under? The company did not last as long as the games that I worked on for them. Man, I know a dungeon's going to be, I'm going to next playtest. This is my jam for pulling. Yeah, I think it's one that, as we get in here and play it more and get used to it, I think this will wind up being a pretty fun one. You mean you completely checked out type of over it? Oh, I was on my way to rehab, like right after that. Shortly after that, I wound up going to rehab for a month, and yeah, I was just over everything at that point. Thing that hurts the most about this story is that you were bringing our community joy and respite from our daily grind for over a decade, and you were miserable during it. Oh, it was the first year of DC Universe. The first year and a half was amazing. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was a really cool project. I'd never really been into DC Comics at all, and so getting on the team and like learning about DC Comics, because I always thought like Marvel's the cool shit, right? Like, but like reading the various DC storylines and just there's so much good stuff. Big shout out to Andrew Boyd if you're out there somewhere for being my DC Comics guru. It got me into comics in general, right? Like there's a lot of Vertigo stuff I hadn't read and all sorts of fun stuff got into there. And we had so many fun ideas and just had a lot of, it was a good time when we started on the game. But the management in that one was real, it was a tough one. Right, like, oops, I don't have a reagent. Important to understand whatever you're signing. Yeah, I mean, Nicodemus, I think I could probably make the case if there was ever anything weird related to me signing that form at the time, that I was too under the influence to make any coherent decision with regards to legally binding stuff. Lack of capacity. Let's sue. There we go. There we go, Simon. More money. We're getting more money from them. The company's not there anymore, but still. But yeah, it was a very tough project. It was, I think I've mentioned how tough that project was probably 1,000 times, so apologies for that. Mighty Nyal said, weird, 11 years the same time I worked for a game store. That's a long time. Seen some dirty shit in the DoD contracting world. Oh, I can imagine. Can you keybind the pet controls? Looks tedious to control otherwise. Let's see. Help pet. I think you can maybe at a minimum already do macros. Let me look. Help pet. Yeah, so I mean you can make macros. I don't know if you can just drag these off yet. Doesn't look like you can drag them off yet. But we've got slash pet, help, oh, sorry, follow, attack, stay, guard, back, sit, stand, dismiss. Chip said I was thinking about needing that the other day. Yeah, it makes sense. I wouldn't have thought about it if, you know. If Quattrophenia hadn't said anything, I would not have thought about it. I don't know that I've ever seen this canoe in here. I think I've only seen it in the one update that we did. Where is he gonna go? Looking forward to testing the root pet, the ghoul pet a bit further. The chance to break root on hit seems a little high. As Nick mentioned earlier, we'll be tweaking and tuning. Any thoughts on having a pet equipment window so we can see what's equipped and remove items from them? I think it's cool. I don't know that we'll do it. I've always liked the idea of even a pet, like a pet paper doll, you know, like you're saying. But I mean, will we have time to do it? Is it on anybody's list? No idea. I'm just agreeing with you. Dude, that guy has disappeared. I'm very, very curious to see if and when he shows up. Is there going to be a pet / passive button? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. They have arrived. There we go. Is there more? They're still coming. There we That's the best. That is the best. Oh, there we go. There he is. Grab a look for a nav link. First, you know where this is, right? This is that one area that we want to be able to go up and down that we haven't made to be able to go up and down yet. Really? Okay, I'll get a look then. It's dark and you just hopped onto the stream, but you're you. I thought for sure you would know. Should I send it to you or give it to Chip? I'm gonna give it... Who wants it? Yep. Time set 7 a.m. So is there an issue or this works as designed and it's just a hazard? Well, at a minimum, they should be able to come down here and flatten me instantly, right? But they can't traverse this yet. At a minimum. But the problem is, I aggroed him up here. Oh! That guy's pissed at me as well, I'm fairly certain. Yep. It would be cool to be able to reset an NPC via commands, which sends them home so we can find the origin of random NPCs in a train like this. Maybe we can stats too, but... what if I turn off aggro and we follow them? Where'd they go? There they are. Time consumed, maybe they get stuck too. Oh, let me reread what you're asking for then. Be cool if we could reset NPC commands, which sends them home and they can find the origin. I see what you're saying now. Is it fought for Vita? Or is it Faux Vita? Anyway, I'm messing up your name, but hey, thank you. They said had to join the stream to say my friends and I had a ton of fun last playtest. How did you find out about the playtest? And are your friends people that you play with like you've always played with? Where did you meet your friends? Tell us all about yourself. Oh, hi, fellow Ashira. Where are you guys going? Just hanging out? Okay, that's cool. Buffing a little bit. That's all right. We also need High Sun so we can grief other guilds and then not Plane of Fear. Been following Eminem for some time now. You are P99 and now Quorum players. That's cool to hear. Is it are they guildmates? Are they folks that do you have like a fairly static group? How long have you known them? All right, makes sense that these guys came, right? They live here. 15 NPCs, nice train start. I've learned from the best. Man, that verticality turned out so cool on those paths and area to area. What do you mean first? Just friends from the EQ community. Awesome. Well, hey, I'm glad you guys were able to get in and play, and especially that you were able to play together. That's very important. Friends that play Eminem together get to share the frustration. You can help each other find your corpses. Is my pet alive? If so, where? I wonder, I think he's still on that island, maybe? I don't know why he didn't come as well. Also, you're right, why is he still alive? Oh, you're just walking on a pathway to drop off with a cool view down, and then went through an opening in a cliff. Yeah, I mean, once we get the... Yeah, he is dying now. Okay, these guys are there. Maybe. Once we get some of the quirks like this. So these guys are going here. Yeah, the pet was a bit higher level, I think, than the stuff around him. Unchained, have a great weekend. Glad you swung by. The pet's a bit beefy. It's okay, he'll grow out of it. See you in a month when vacation is over. Hey, enjoy your vacation then. Be safe. Make some good memories. Relax. Awesome. This zone is like Butcher Block on steroids. Oops, not Black Burrow, sorry. It's like Butcher Block on steroids. Yeah, it's like Black Burrow on steroids. It's definitely, the trains are bigger. Preserver, you did not join the train? What a slacker. You didn't either? Oh. Just outside the assist radius, I guess? Hmm. Well, or maybe not. Maybe preservers are just lazy. Or maybe they were dead at the time. Alright. Anybody else? That may have been it. Oh no, there's the man of the hour. Harris looks like he's about to cause some trouble. You missed it. He caused plenty of trouble. He caused the biggest train I've seen to date in here. I'm gonna claim it, even if it's not the biggest train you've seen. Yeah, this is where the pathing train was. The shortest path between here and right there is by running through 3/4 of the zone. NPCs can't swim. Yet. Funny, they should just teleport. Should be like 1,000, 1,000, bloop. Just watched a YouTube short where someone taught Joe Rogan what an NPC was yesterday. Like a human NPC or a game NPC? Human. Ah, okay. Interesting that he hadn't heard of that before. There's none there either, given the height. Yeah, I could have sworn a long time ago, like 3 years ago or something, in one of the first iterations, I could have sworn that NPCs would just warp in this situation. Hey, Scruffy Bard. Oh no. Here it goes again. Yeah, I might as well turn aggro off just because we know what's going to happen there. Yeah, Ollie said something like that later last year too. Is casualty, if I recall, some changes that drop down right there. Now has a link. Oh, right on. So yeah, the whole part where you get a train of 20 mobs that eventually hops down that link and kills you is fine, but the part where it killed everybody along the way is not fine. So we'll have to get that fixed. Not a link there by the water. It needs it. Is that doable? Is there a reason why there's not a link there, or is it just there's not a link there yet? Okay, cool. The missing link. The missing link, was that... What was that wrestler? The missing link. The missing link was different than George the Animal Steel, right? Was that Mick Foley? Well, then I would feel bad, because George was not your uncle, Death by Gnomes. Yeah, there was a wrestler called the Missing Link. You're from Detroit. Yes, he is. Now, you've got to submit actual proof of life. You've got to have a photo with your uncle. Otherwise, we won't believe you. Hey, you shoes. Oops. Yeah, that's not fair. Let me turn aggro back off again. Stop running around, do some work. No. I don't like to do work when you're watching. I don't want you seeing my secrets, my secret moves, my secret database technique. I gotta save some of my good moves for after, as Nathan once said, Nathan Napalm once said, once you put a ring on it. This zone looks great. Right on, Trev. The trolls they have made and in the swamplands. Are you kind of like sideways calling someone a troll? You just, that seems like a non sequitur, Dragon. It's just all of a sudden you're talking about trolls. What's going on? Did I miss something? I'm referring to my secrets. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We've secretly already finished the entire troll area. Ooh, this will be interesting. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. That's fine. That worked. Angles plus vertical part mean mesh didn't connect naturally. Players reported in stress have saved for when the zone checklist hits navigation. Right on. Davy Boy Smith's actual name was David Boy. When they filled out the birth certificate, name and sex were right beside each other. That is good useless information. Great idea. Actually, secretly complete trolls, thus trolling the player base. Will we get points for being meta? And then we could also, and we will secretly also allow them to be inquisitors. Inquisitioners. What did I just say? Inquisitors? Inquisition. Is it Inquisitor? Fuck, I'm sleepy already. I'm done for today. I'm done. Eating around, hello. Pretty pumped about our trolls. Goblin's new art features an awesome troll. Got me thinking about them. No one would expect a trollish Inquisition. Borkham, he's done. No, but yeah, see? Corvus said, if I could play an Inquisitor Troll, that would actually be my perfect race class combo. It sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a worthwhile unlock. Oh shit, one too many. I need at least one. Nicodemus said, when I was a teen working in the mill, there was a lady who was dating the Russian. I don't know the wrestler's actual name. Wrestling was a huge thing in the South. When I was a teen, I dated a girl whose stepfather was one of those wrestlers that whenever the sort of the lower end wrestling circuits comes to town, he's the guy that gets beaten up. And they had a wrestling ring behind their trailer in Alabama. Fun fact, Tangent used to be training for professional wrestling back in the day. Matthias, I thought he still was. I thought he was like a wrestler. What am I testing? Just kind of seeing at the moment what kind of fun trains get made when we like, jump off of places. Injured his knee and had to stop. Oh, that sucks. It is such a tough sport. Tested trains in Goblin area? Nope, haven't gotten over there yet. Yeah, so some of the trains are pretty horrific. On the flip side, there are plenty of, you know, I think there are a number of places where if you're camping, I'd assume you'd probably pulling over out of the train path, but hopefully we can fix some of that. That looks like a spooky staircase. Yeah. It is a cool area. Hopefully this guy's a placeholder. It seems like a great place to have a somebody cool. Goblins. Okay, let's go to goblins. Fursuit merch? Probably not. Probably not. I think this may be one of the only zones that still has the little grasses I've placed in it. My little tufts. Tufts. They've disappeared in most other zones. I don't know what happened. Oh, and here are these barrels. It's because the goblins are throwing stuff at them. See, that's the story. I'm very proud of this. It's because the Sheer have poop on their feet, so the pre-planting with seeds in it. No, these are the bloody nose goblins, not the poop foot goblins. Zukin said back from groceries, it's so hot. Speaking of groceries and bloody nose, that actually happened today. I was on the way back from the grocery store earlier, and I looked over. It was along my path home, and I saw a couple people picking up an old lady. I guess she had like tripped or whatever, and she went straight face into the sidewalk. It looked like. So you know, I've got to get involved, right? And so I get there, and they had run back into the store that she was in front of and grabbed some more napkins. But she said she was pretty old. She was on blood thinners, so bleeding a fair amount. It's funny because I'm like, dude, I'm such a nerd. I always have my backpack with me when I go shopping. I put all this stuff into, I just carry everything in my backpack. I have my backpack everywhere I go every day. So I immediately put my backpack down, grab it, unzip it, and I've got a full like medical kit in there. So I'm grabbing gauze and shit, band-aids. I'm like, we're on it. We're on the scene here. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment, old lady. You guys, and everybody's like nervous. They don't know what to do. I'm like, in my horrible German, basically grunting and pointing like a caveman. Just like, because they're all standing there. Like one guy went in and he grabbed band-aids out of his car, and they had a bunch of paper towels and stuff, and they're all like, oh, I'm like, well, just here. Is it okay if we clean you up? She's like, okay. So we clean it up a little bit, see how much she's still bleeding. But yeah, with the blood thinner, she needed a little bit of pressure and a few moments, and just take a moment to check in on her and see, is she wobbly? Yeah, that's exactly how I did it. Ugh, ugh, 9. Yeah, yeah. That was it. But we still somehow communicated. So, got her set up, got her cleaned off a little bit. The guy ran back in the store, came out with a little bit of like the sterilized spray stuff, and I was like, oh, we'll see, you know. And then got her cleaned up and got some band-aids on her, and so then she's like, I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm like, I don't know about that. You just went straight to face on the asphalt, so I don't know that you're okay beforehand. So anyways, she didn't want an ambulance, and she was like, no, I'm fine. And I was like, well, how far do you live, right? And and she's, you know, it's a few blocks away still. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk with you. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm going to walk with you. And she's like, but you were kind of freaking me out. You look scary. You've got tattoos and you don't speak our language. I was like, don't give a shit, lady. I'm coming with you. So walked her at least across like the main road and stuff, just to kind of see, is like, is she moving properly? What's the conversation like? Is she dizzy? Gonna be dizzy again or whatever? But she's good. She's good. But yeah, what you're saying is that you're her hero. Anytime in life that you can indulge in a hero moment, you should. You should. Jasmine can attest. Like, if there's anything sketchy ever going on, I'm like our dog if he hears you opening the cheese or something. Like, I hear sketchy, I'm like, what's going on here? I've got to go get involved. Jasmine's just always like, oh shit. That's so cool. I don't know how I would ugug myself through you call the ambulance now if I didn't speak the language. Dude, you'd figure it out. Just be like, if someone is injured, you just kind of do the phone sign, like make a puzzled face, point, anybody, anyone, they'd figure it out. Old lady, good. Oh, that's cool. Brauchen Sie einen Krankenwagen? Nein? Okay. Jasmine's laughing in the other room. Imagine if we were all heroes to one other person. It would be, yeah, you should be prepared to do that. Listen, you guys, if you saw the shit that I have in my backpack, you'd be like, that's ridiculous, you don't need that. But you know what? You never know when you need it. Level 3 soft body armor? Of course you need that in your backpack. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a weirdo when it yeah. My son takes a bug out bag everywhere he goes. He tells me you never know when you need stuff. Can't argue with one. No, you don't need it till you do. Exactly, John. Hey, we've got fire extinguishers in the house in the garden building, right? It's been quite a while since I've needed a fire extinguisher. I don't know that Jasmine's ever needed one. Yeah, she said she hasn't. Like, I'd much rather have tourniquets with me and never ever need to use a tourniquet than need one and not have one but know about it. I would feel so guilty. Should probably check the pressure on those. These are relatively new, but that is a fair point. Do you keep an engineering tool in the bag? Usually fairly nearby. As I pick up my multi-tool. You gotta have a full med kit, change of clothes, fire starter, extinguisher, rope, towels, water, jumper cables, tools, and don't neglect the reading materials, and enough room for groceries. Absolutely. Pulled over to help someone who got hit by a car and needed a tourniquet. Yeah, no shit. Gnarly. And you had one, right? Or is this story going to end poorly? Fielder said, I used to find myself raising my voice talking to people who didn't speak English as if being louder would somehow help them understand that. Germans do that shit to me all the time. By Germans, I mean my wife. No, she's not a... I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever heard Jasmine raise her voice. Ever. No, I've heard her raise her voice. I've heard her raise her voice a couple times, but not at me. Well, once at me, but it was more of an inquiry than anything. Someone else did, had a bunch of towels put onto the guy so he wasn't laying in asphalt and a bunch of rocks and stuff. Right on. The thing is, you guys that are in the US, it's so much easier for you to get so much great equipment that's kind of a little bit more expensive or a little bit pain in the ass to get. If you, first of all, you can learn about how to properly use a tourniquet. It's not as crazy as people think. We've learned a lot over the last 20 years about proper tourniquet usage. There's a, let me see if I can find it. Snake staff medical. Yeah, so this company actually, Snake Staff Systems, they make a really, really high quality small tourniquet. That's a regular size tourniquet. This is a small one, about that big. So you could actually have one in your pocket or purse or whatever. High quality. You took note of the time it was applied and passed it along to paramedics. Awesome. Good job. So yeah. Preparedness right there. I don't know. I wonder if they ship them to Europe yet. A lot of this stuff I have to just kind of like get a bundle going with my, get it sent to my dad and then... Oh, that's new. I haven't seen that. Haven't been in here in a while, I guess. Yep, we need to start grouping in here. Want to group here now? It is 11:51, Ollie, and I've got to get up tomorrow to spend the day playing BB Wars with Jasmine and 79 other German people. Does Germany have strict gun laws? Yep, but it is not impossible. If you Google it, I can give you the quick summary, which is it is strict, but not to the degree that people would think. If you speak the language, it's actually not super hard to get a permit to be able to join a shooting club and shoot regularly. And then if you've done that for a year and you've shot enough, then you can actually have the weapons at home. You gotta fill out a bunch of paperwork because it's Germany, but you gotta fill out a bunch of paperwork to basically do anything in Germany. So that's not like something special. And then yeah, and once you've done that, and you basically just get a weapon safe, and they will come by and check on it, and you just gotta keep your stuff secure. But there are people here that own, you know, dozens of weapons as long as they're secure. Like you have to either be a sport shooter, a collector, or yeah, you can get a CCW, but you've basically got to be a licensed security person, and even then it's a bit difficult. So no regular followed 32 minutes ago, and I didn't see that. Apologies for that. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow. Competition, bragging rights. Just for fun. We're just gonna go, and it's good learning experience. It's opportunity for us to practice some basic like small unit tactics type stuff and familiarize Jasmine with stuff. Tomorrow will be the first. Well, it'll be the second one that we've done. Well, it'll be the first one with our own gear, our own weapons and stuff. And we're also going to work a little bit on running comms. So Jasmine's got some new active ear pro, some Swordens, and I have some as well. And we've got some walkie-talkies that plug in and stuff. So we'll play around with that a little bit, practice communicating in that way. Spend some time just learning. This field's closer to where we live, so spend some time learning the field, getting familiar with our weapons. The first ones we used were AEGs, electronic ones. The ones that we've bought are gas blowback, so they function just like a regular weapon. Matter of fact, the particular ones that we got, if you break them open, they've got functioning hammers. They're basically both M4 platforms, functioning hammers. They cycle properly. You can crack them open, pull the charging handle out, and basically just take the whole bolt carrier and all that stuff out. It all looks and functions like a real one. So Jasmine's she does sport shooting. That's what she was doing tonight, actually. She was doing her sport shooting. Now she's home, so she can show me how to be a better pistol shot, and I can show her how to use a rifle properly. But yeah, the first time we did it was a ton of fun. Does it cost anything to attend? Yep. But it's not super expensive. In Germany, you must fill out your paperwork. In order to fill out paperwork, it's actually pretty accurate. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It better function properly tomorrow. See you, Swanee. I'm about to bounce as well. It's about 4 minutes until my checkout time. So you know what I think I'll do is let's wrap it up here. We've shifted all the way over into discussing BB guns, so it's probably that time of night. I would show you. I'd love to brag and show you how cool they are, but I don't think you're allowed to show that. And maybe if I was sitting in a hot tub, I could show you on Twitch, but... Darius, see you. Longilla, have a good one yourself. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully it cools off for the people that is too hot, and hopefully it warms up for the people that it's too cold. 2 Chains, you're very welcome. Have a great one yourself. Yeah. Hot Tub M&M stream inbound. We'll see about it next week. Chow Tannhauser. Brent, see you, buddy. Sarenth, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Callum, have a great one. See you in Slack. Vintali, take care, everyone. Vintali said, be careful in the heat. Drink water. Beat the heat. Beat the heat. Drink water. If you were ever in basic training, you remember that one. Quick look, can't show airsoft weapons on Twitch. Yep, I assume that. You don't want people getting funny ideas like the whole Second Amendment. Let's see. First, see ya, buddy. John. See you in Slack. The Mighty One. Have a great one. Corvus. Thanks for being here. Quixana. You too. Corvus, it's been a crazy few days. Hit me up. Hit me up again. I think the last like week and a half, 2 weeks have been a blur. So ping me so that I don't forget. Because honestly, I'm probably I think I glanced and then forgot. So hit me up again. See you, Zukin. Scruffy Bard, see ya. Dragon. Thanks for being here. Byro. Choose. Have a great one, Sneaky Russian. Angs. You too. Yep, and you're very welcome. Angel, I am literally leaving right now. I am sorry. I'm sorry your work ran late. I am saying goodbye to everybody right now. It is 11 p.m. my time. Yeah, I know. But the VOD will be there. Thanks, Matthias. Zaraki Kampachi. Have a good one. See you, Fielder. Poop Maker, thank you for coming to the streams. And for making all the poop. See you, Drew. Alright, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm tired. Alright, bye-bye.